last, let's just face it. So put that pride to the side, then let's get paper. Can't nobody do me like I do me. And I don't care to be nobody else, cause I'm unique. I'm fine with me, I am God and God is me. Dream so big, might die in my sleep, but I ain't running from it. It's only a loss if you ain't learned nothing from it. I turned to a boss, remember I was under budget, now I pay the staff.
It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Philadelphia Eagles and the New England Patriots, and it comes your way next.
From the area known as Patriot Place, EA Sports set for football at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one, as it'll be the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the New England Patriots. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, the wait is over. The regular season is upon us. It is kickoff weekend around the NFL. Our two teams here getting in a final tune-up, but let's look ahead to the 2023 season. What are you going to be watching for?
How about some of the recognizable new faces in new places? Aaron Rodgers, Derek Carr, Odell Beckham Jr. The identity of teams under new coaches in places like Houston, Carolina, and Denver. And then, of course, the rookies. After the draft, we want to see how they perform.
Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And we are underway in Foxborough. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Patriots offense set to go to work with Mac Jones at quarterback in his third season now out of Alabama.
It was a much rockier season for Jones in his second year, and he even had to survive a brief challenge to his starting job. This is a big campaign for the former Rookie of the Year runner-up. He wants to get back to Pro Bowl form in this one.
Jones looking to throw right away. And his first pass is incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Now a 2nd and 10. Now Jones. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Throwing Jones. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. So on 4th down, here's Bryce Baringer on to punt for the Patriots. And he'll take it on this side of midfield. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. So here come the Eagles, the defending NFC champs, led out by a man who was the runner-up to Patrick Mahomes at MVP balloting a season ago. Of course, that's Jalen Hurts.
And we already knew that Hurts was a good quarterback, but last year, he moved to elite status. Under his guidance, the Eagles returned to the Super Bowl and nearly won it. And he's also one of the league's most dangerous players, thrown for 38 touchdowns his last 2 seasons and run for another 23.
A run for the former Seahawk. It's Rashad Penny. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Second down. Here's Hurts. He'll get this out wide to Penny. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
That turned into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right, and after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
They go play action with Hurts. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
It's pretty early in the game, but they've already tried to establish him not just as a runner, but as a receiver as well. Didn't happen there, but I wouldn't be surprised at all to see them try again shortly.
2nd and 10. Inside handoff, Penny. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Hurts. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal. Pretty solid opening drive here, Charles. They've worked in the run game, the pass game, just steadily getting yards, and now they've got it inside the red zone here with an opportunity.
And the only thing they don't have so far is points. But the way that they're moving the ball now, that shouldn't take much longer. And they've established a great balance so far. Running, passing, doing what they want on offense.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts, a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
Jalen Hurts with another touchdown rushing. 13 touchdowns, led all quarterbacks last year on the ground. No one else had more than 8. And, of course, we all remember the 3-touchdown game in the Super Bowl. So called running plays or scrambles, Jalen Hurts is dangerous.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So back onto the field come the Pats for their second drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here, 1st and 10.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Jones. Open man is born. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 41-yard line.
From the 41, here's 2nd and 6. Jones going to keep it on the draw. 4 yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a 3rd down.
It's a gain of 4. Makes it 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run for the first with Stevenson. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. They run once more with Stevenson. They juked him. Fights through the narrow crease. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down.
No surprise to see Stevenson making that type of a play. People who know him well, unsurprised to see him over 1,000 yards this past season. He's a bruiser who was also 4th among backs with 69 catches. He can do it all in the New England offense.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
It certainly looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Jones under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Zach Cunningham leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Yeah, it's still early in the game. No sense taking a chance on 3rd down and forcing one into traffic. So I like the wise play he made there. Get it to the sideline out of bounds where no one's going to have a chance at it.
So now on comes the field goal unit. And, wow, this is no ordinary try here. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot, and this will stay at a 7-point game.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You've got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. Look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal. It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Throwing is Hurts. Over the middle to Smith. No whistles and a stoppage here. Looks like one of the Eagles is in some discomfort out there. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. Here's 3rd and 3. Hurts sets up to throw it. And It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. Aaron Sipos on to punt as he'll get this one away now. The all-pro return man Marcus Jones deep for New England. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. New England's offense set to go. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver, although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Jones. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again, Jones. Short pass caught by Henry. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Again, he'll drop to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have the Patriots first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4.
And there was absolutely zero pressure on the quarterback on that play. 3rd down, and he has all the time in the world to eventually find an open receiver for a 1st down pickup.
Stevenson now on 1st and 10. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Now 2nd and 3. Operating from the gun, Jones. And his throw is incomplete.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Back to throw, Jones. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Here's Bryce Baringer now. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. And out now come the Eagles. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And they'll begin by running the option. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
From the 43, here's 2nd down and 5. Here's Hurts to throw. And he goes down. It's a Patriots sack. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sack.
O.J. was used sparingly, less than 40% of the Patriots snaps. He has still authored a breakthrough season with 11.5 sacks. I would best believe his usage is going to skyrocket this season.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. Hurts, this short throw caught by Goddard, and he's going to come up a few yards short, brought down at the 45. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Here's Aaron Sipos out now to punt on 4th down. Yikes. Terrible kick headed straight for the sidelines. And now out come the Patriots. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Very good starting position for the Patriot offense as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Jones throw here taken in by Gesicki. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jones, and a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. On the counter, it's Stevenson. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Here's Bryce Baringer on now to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they may be content to take this 7-0 lead into the locker room. We'll see. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. So we've reached halftime here, and it's our visitors, the Eagles, leading this one. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcoming everyone to our downtown Orlando studios in this EA Sports Halftime Report. The Eagles got a solid first half from last year's MVP runner-up, Jalen Hurts. His touchdown run was the lone score of those first 2 quarters as his guys hold a 7-0 lead.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. Their defense has pitched the shutout. Now they probably need to deliver a little breathing room, maybe make it a 2-score game as they've got it 1st and 10. Second half begins with a run from Penny to about the 33-yard line.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the past, but in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target in the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him. They'll find him. Find him.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. They're going to look to throw. Look at the big fella go. And he's going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the tight end is certainly in position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
On first down, Hurts. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Right now, the story of this game continuing to be the defenses because the offenses, they're finding it difficult to establish any rhythm whatsoever.
I like how you come to us in praise of defense, Brandon, because that's exactly right. That was an incompletion forced there, but we've seen it throughout this game. Both of these defense coordinators, they're a step ahead of their offensive counterparts.
That is caught. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It's a gain of 26 as they pick up the first down in the process.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the third downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the third quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. This short throw caught by Goddard. So he stopped for no gain, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Had an open man that time. They ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and a Patriot touchdown. So they were down by a touchdown, probably just hoping the defense could hold them, maybe force the punt. Instead, they force the turnover and take it into the house.
Well, the plan was perfect. That's exactly what they wanted. Instead, they got a lot more than that. Big-time capitalization by taking the ball away and putting it in the end zone.
Chad Ryland now to add the PAT. And in this rain, they were nice and cautious there on the extra point try, and that caution was well warranted as this game is tied. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They go with a former Lion. It's DeAndre Swift. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Penny. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And fans of Penny's can certainly celebrate seeing that run because after 2021 breakout year, 2022 was cut short by injury. But there's one thing Philadelphia knows how to do. It's run the football. They targeted Penny as a free agent, knowing he could be a lead guy in their offense.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down. Okay, take us to school here, Charles. On a play like that, pretty successful RPO. What's the quarterback looking at?
Basics. He's looking at the defensive end or the outside linebacker. If that player crashes down to take the running back, Quarterback pulls it, runs to the outside end. Some teams, though, will read different players depending on defenses, but basically it's that outside play.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
But he'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
Third quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. They'll run with Penny here out of the shotgun. And he's going to get this one down to the 45. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And caught it up. Oh, one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about it.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right.
The previous play is under review.
Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Here's Jake Elliott. Career long, by the way, for him, 61 yards. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and we will remain tied here in this 3rd quarter.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
New England trying to get a place on offense. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Jones. To the right side, he's got Parker. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. They'll try the left side with Stevenson. They'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25.
Sometimes it's hard to believe that there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that 1st half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Back now in Foxborough. 7-7 is our score. Pretty even matchup so far as we start quarter number 4. Back to Stevenson on 1st down. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 54 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
Well, the Patriots are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9.
A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. Now Jones. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Running left is Stevenson. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Jones gonna throw on 3rd and goal. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
So on is the kicker, Chad Ryland, in a big spot.
This to break our 4th quarter tie. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
So after the field goal, Ryland back out as he'll send this one away. And he returns this to the 22.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their own 22.
They'll start on the ground with Swift.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. They'll look to throw here. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
Late in the game, he's certainly doing everything in his power. Not time for his guys to make a play, but in this case, he's surrounded, and all he has room to do is to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. They'll try and run for it with Penny. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the 1st down.
They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts.
And he finds Penny. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
Hurts. open man is Goddard, the tight end. And he'll be taken down after a pickup of about 7 as the clock will stop here for the 2-minute warning.
So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset.
Here's 2nd down and 3. 2nd down, here's Hurts.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted.
Picked off by Adrian Phillips. When you talk about making winning plays, that is a winning play at this stage of the game. To come up with that interception, huge.
I like how you identified that because most people think winning plays are the offense trying to get it done. In this case, nursing a lead, they found a way to make a play on that side of the ball and maybe finish things off.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. Well, they can smell victory, partner. They can see it on the horizon, but certainly we're not done yet here. Defense still has 3 timeouts, and obviously this is a very slim lead they're holding on to.
And let's face it, the easiest way to get this done, challenge your ground game. Challenge your offensive line, your tight ends, your receivers, anyone who's going to lay down a block. Don't let there be penetration because they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and maybe bring extra people to the ball. If you can do that, make them burn their timeouts, run out the clock, life will be good. But if you really want to gamble a little bit, a quick play action, quick throw, might be able to get it done. Just make sure it's not incomplete and stop the clock.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Another run on 2nd down, trying to cover up. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line.
Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down.
Five points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down.
The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Again, it's Stevenson.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And even though he gets out of bounds to stop the clock, it's not going to matter. That 1st down going to be enough to write a finish to this one.
And this defense, they needed that one more stop to have any chance, but that completion, that's likely going to seal their fate.
And you could hear it in your voice, that one more stop.
I feel their pain.
Oh, it was so important. They just didn't get it done. Wow, what a way to finish this one off.
The Patriots in the victory formation as they'll take the knee. Down to a knee goes Jones, and that should just about seal it.
Charles, this was by no means an offensive track meet. I mean, the defenses were the story in this ball game. But, hey, they got enough points to get the job done. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
You're absolutely right about that, partner. In such a low-scoring game, it completely changes everything you had planned to do out there. Fortunately for them, they got just enough scoring to bring home the win. And in this type of a game, to play their defense, that became one of their biggest keys.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. The Patriots winners here at home as we say so long from Foxborough.
First off, my name Toad, but it's really Tobe Chufu.